Isn't it amazing how the Patriots have gotten it right so quickly? Now that we're talking about quarterbacks and turning the page and what to do and all that.
It's a great lesson, isn't it? It's a great lesson in saying we're going to tune out all the noise. We're going to pick with the 15th pick in the draft a quarterback who we think is ready-made, not just for our offense, but for being a New England Patriot. He walked in there the same way Tom Brady walked in there in 2000, which is, having no privileges, even though he was the 15th pick and Brady 199th, having no privileges and having to prove absolutely everything. And, they've kept him under a rock for the most part. I've requested and been unable to interview him. I'm sure a lot of my peers have had the same experience. Because that's the way Belichick is to rookies. He's got the John Thompson ethos, that John Thompson used to have with freshmen. But I look at this right now, Rich, and I just say Belichick built this team the absolute right way for a young quarterback. How? Intermediate throwing targets. Hunter Henry, Jonnu Smith. And with defensive playmakers that every week it's somebody new. 1 week, Kyle Van Noy. 1 week, Kyle Duggar. 1 week, J.C. Jackson. 1 week, Matt Judon. I mean, it's amazing how many defensive playmakers they have. And everybody said, oh, geez, you're giving away Stephon Gilmore? I mean, as usual, Belichick knew what he was doing.
And it's funny you say that, Jones enters the same way that Brady entered, even though Brady was a sixth-round pick, 199th overall. Mac Jones was a first-rounder, 15. We all know that there's a famous documentary, The Brady Six, because there were 6 quarterbacks taken before him. Mac Jones, despite where he was, there were 4 taken before him. So we can maybe have a documentary, The Jones 4, at some point.
It's all, hey, you know what, Rich? Great moral to the story. And I remember there's a quarterback who's been picked in the top 5. I'm not going to tell you in the last 3 or 4 years, whose agent was bemoaning where he was going to go and who was going to pick him. And I said to him, Lamar Jackson's the luckiest guy in the world, because I'm sure he was angry on draft day going at the absolute bottom of the first round, but he should have been throwing a party, just like Dan Marino threw a party, or should have been, when he got picked 28th by the Dolphins, because it is your first contract in football just doesn't matter. It's where you're drafted and what your chances are once you're drafted. And look, on draft night, everybody is happy. Zach Wilson's happy. Justin Fields is happy. Trevor Lawrence, they're all happy. But I will tell you, do you think any of those guys don't now look at Mac Jones and say, oh, my God, what a great situation he's in. What a lucky guy he is. I mean, it's where you get drafted.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.